Hey planner babes, welcome back to another brand new video. I'm so excited that you guys are here today. If you want to follow me, you can do so on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and TikTok using @PlannerGoAmy. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss another brand new video from me. Let's get into the video. Hey planner babes, welcome back to another Planners Meet here on my YouTube channel. So for today's video, I originally wanted to do a pink themed spread because I went to go see the Barbie movie today, which is Saturday, and it came out yesterday on Friday, but there were some early previews on Thursday. The movie had great visuals. I just wasn't a huge fan of the overall storyline in the Barbie movie. I think I had a different expectation of what it could be, and I think had they sort of leaned more into Barbie Land and sort of done something that emphasized more Barbie Land and less the real world, but anyway, I give it a 6 out of 10. That's just my opinion. So when I was going to do a pink spread, I just couldn't figure out. It was like really late at night, honestly, when I'm filming this, because I didn't do my plan with me before I went to go to the movie, and the movie was a 6:40 showing. I got home at like 10ish. So I'm only filming this right now at like 11 something at night. So I decided instead to do a spread that was washi tape themed, where the entirety of the spread is basically done using washi tape. So instead of using typical boxes like one would use, I'm going to use my washi tape to create the boxes and things like that. So I think I'll start off with, so this is my Wild, I think it's called Wild Summer Collection. I'm really bad at remembering some of the names. Yes, this is the Wild Summer Collection because it has some things like I wanted a neutral themed leopard print. I don't do that many spreads anymore that I've used for leopard print for, but I wanted a neutral leopard print because all the leopard print washi I had was gold foiled, so I wanted one that was simply black and white, pretty neutral. And then this one is a kind of the opposite iteration of what I did in this, which is using philodendron leaves. And then you can kind of see the leaves kind of create this gradient. So it's the same gradient, except for I made the gradient the background in this one, and then I made the pansy flowers to be in black. So I kind of wanted to do the opposite, and I really kind of like it. I think the philodendron leaves on the black background was probably one of my favorite washi designs that I have done because I just loved how it turned out when I was doing it on the screen. And then the next is kind of like a by the beach or by the pool. So it's sort of kind of hard to tell. I think next time I do this washi, I will definitely, I want to do a washi with this kind of grid design. I will edit it, but it's supposed to be an imperfect grid. So if you look up close, you'll see the lines are kind of not straight and not perfect. I'm pretty sure that's what I was going for. But it does pretty well look perfect. So, but I do like it. I like that it's a blue and it kind of makes you think of pool tiles. So I like that it's kind of that beachy by the pool or by the water kind of vibe. And then this washi is a beach themed washi. So it has got the umbrellas that we know and love. And then the background is half blue and half beige to sort of represent being at the beach. So I kind of love that washi. This is perfect for your beach summer vacations. And then this washi tape here is just some plain sunglasses or black and white, kind of got that stripe on a yellow background with blue lenses. I love the blue lenses. I think that just adds a little pop of color to this with the yellow, and I think it's fun and beautiful. And all of these washis, all of my washi sets are under $20 Canadian. I believe this one is around 14 something dollars, at most 15. Don't quote me on it 100%. Which means they're going to be even much cheaper when you convert it into US dollars for my American video watchers and followers. So my goal when I created Wonder Washi, which I'm going to talk about it more because I know I haven't done a lot of promo with my washi tapes. I'm sort of working on that. I'm just starting out this business. I've been in it for about a year now, and it's just sort of figuring it out. And when you're starting out your own business, you're doing everything. You're doing the marketing, the shipping, and everything. And so I'm really trying to figure all of this out. How do I want to market this washi? And it's just been something that I've kind of sort of put on the back burner. And so my goal with creating this was because I was struggling to find affordable washi tape as somebody who's Canadian. Because when you buy stuff from the States as a Canadian, it's really expensive. First of all, the conversion is super expensive. That'll set you back a lot more. I can't do mental conversion in my head right now, so I can't honestly tell you what a $10 product would convert to. But I'm thinking around $10 would convert to like $13. Don't quote me on that. I know like sticker books that are like $21.99 US on the Happy Planet website convert to like 30 something dollars here in Canada, I think, or $27, something like that. So it can make it really expensive. And so I wanted something that was going to be affordable for Canadians to buy, and something else too when Canadians buy from American websites, which happens often because a lot of companies are American and some of them don't offer a Canadian website. Some of them it's because it's a small business or whatever, which I completely understand, but you're going to pay astronomical shipping fees. There was a website that creates super fun jewelry that I wanted to buy from. I would not call them a small business anymore. They're pretty established. They're in Target and they're pretty established. They have a lot of brand collaborations and things like that. They've done celebrity collaborations, and if I want to purchase from them because they have super cute earrings, super cute jewelry, it's going to set me back at least 30. I think if their shipping to Canada is something like $27, which to me is bonkers. And I know it's super expensive to ship to Canada, but there are a lot of companies that do ship to Canada that is like, even if I want to shop from the Happy Planet, which to me I believe is either on the same level as this business, or the Happy Planner is a slightly smaller business when it comes to that. Even with the Happy Planner, to ship to Canada, it's like $8 US, which is like still expensive because it's like that makes it $12 Canadian, I think. But in my opinion, the Happy Planner website is still a much better deal. When it comes to shipping, so $27 US. First of all, that's $27 US to ship to Canada, which is bananas. So when you look at that and you look at these websites and how expensive it is, it really made me think that I wanted to create a product that, first of all, I was struggling to find washi tapes in designs that I liked, but then also make it affordable for Canadians, because that was super vital to me, was to make it something that, yes, is not going to break the bank and is not going to make you like think, oh, I shouldn't buy it because it's so expensive. And my washi tape sets are about the same price. They could be slightly more, but I believe they're about the same price. I don't buy washi tapes in store as washi tapes that you can buy at your local craft store. Now, yes, I do work at a craft store. I work at your favorite craft store that starts with the letter M. I work at Michael's. And I don't like how this box turned out. I do not like the washi tape that is sold at Michael's. I don't think I have bought washi tape from Michael's in like forever. Definitely not since I started working there. And I have looked at the washi tape there. Yes, they have some nice ones that I know a lot of people would like, but for me, they just weren't what I was feeling. I wanted ones that were fun and sort of felt like reminiscent of the sticker books that I use. And I wanted ones that were just like slightly different, They weren't going to be ones, like, yes, I believe in elegant floral ones, but they weren't always going to be that. They were going to be, fun like leopard print, or fun like, sunglasses and things like that, like by the beach, like truly like a fun theme. Okay, now I'm looking where this box is going. So that was my aim with creating Wonder Washi, was to create a brand that just, to me, felt fun and just, and just felt affordable for Canadians, which is so important. Now this like, So we started off with, I believe, Rainbow Basics or Rainbow Dreams. Rainbow Basics, I feel like, is what I titled it. Sometimes it's hard to remember because sometimes I also then go sometimes and specifically name the specific washi within the collection. So sometimes I confuse, like, you know, the specific washi name to the collection name. But so we started off with the rainbow collection because I was struggling to find super vibrant rainbow washis that was kind of striped and in a way that I really felt like was nice. So we started with that one, and then we kind of like went from there. And we kind of went from there, and then we did the Wild Summer release, and then we did the Farmer's Market release, and then we did the Halloween release. The Halloween release is actually really fun, and I love that one. And if you love fruit and kind of fruity themed ones, the Farmer's Market one is a really great launch. We have in there, we have a strawberry washi tape, a lemon washi tape, a cherry washi tape, an avocado washi tape, and a red hot chili pepper. Red hot chili pepper? Hot. Red hot. Is that the name of a band? Or the actual... I don't know. I know there's a band that's like Red Hot something. Oh. Actually, this Friday is payday. So I'm gonna pick out the payday sticker to use on Friday. Payday. Just gonna get... So I said it was mainly washi because I did intend to add these little girls to it. Just because I think they would create some fun, and I saw them and I haven't used them in like a long time. And so yes, it's mainly washi, like the bases and the boxes I'm creating are going to be mainly washi, so. I want to... Oh! What the... And something too that I love about our washi is just like any other washi. It won't rip the page when you pick it up. Yes, it can rip a sticker, but any washi can kind of do that if you're a little bit rough. But ours don't rip any paper when you place it. And if you like readjust or you just don't like the placement of the washi, like don't worry, it's not gonna damage your paper. Like, also I have no idea why, but I just noticed that my phone stopped filming. Was kind of weird. There was another pool Barbie that I wanted to use. I like this one, but I want her in big. We're getting there. Okay, so she's not there, but let's go in the back. See if there's a traveling Barbie in the back. I like the one with the cat. I want to do that one somewhere on the page too. Traveling Barbie again, but like in the bigger format. Oh, yes, there she is. I am working like every day this week, this coming week, which like I'm not psyched for. By every day, I mean 5 days of the week, which like, okay, I'm aware that like most people work 5 days of the week, but I like having one day off in the middle of the week because I just know when I work like 5 days of the week, my feet are going to be wrecked. They are literally going to be crying. And they're like, it's all like 6.5 hour days, which I usually have a few of those. I have a couple of those mixed in with like 4-hour shifts. I don't even know what. Oh yeah. So that's what can be tricky. About like 5, 6.5 hour shifts in a row, which is what I actually always used to work at my other job. But I guess I just got used to having some 4-hour shifts, which are really good for my feet and stuff. So. But sometimes, you know, you get the luxury of fewer shifts that are as long. And then we're starting inventory, which it's the first time that our company is deciding to do it all in-house. Usually we hired out for inventory, so we're starting that in a couple weeks. And yes, when we hired out, we usually still helped with inventory, just because it helped make it go faster. But I have actually never worked during inventory because it used to always be done during the first full week of January, and I always took the time off because we're not allowed to take time off in November or December because it's like holiday season, so like duh. And so because of that, I would always take my vacation the first full week of January, because I take 1 week usually in June, end of June, beginning of July. I take it at the same time as my mom, and then I do one, and then I usually also take some time off that first full week in January. So yeah. So it'll be my first time ever doing any inventory at any place. So I am kind of excited. I was asked if I can start earlier because I'm technically only available as of 7 a.m. Which may seem insanely early to some people, but a lot of jobs actually do start at 8 when you work like corporate or whatever. It's not like 9 to 5. 9's actually, I think, pretty late. Some I guess are 9 to 5, but not always. But yeah, so it'll be my I'm not available before 7 because when I first got my license, I opened up my availabilities to be anytime and all time. And they asked me first, they're like, would you be willing to work a midnight shift? Because they couldn't get anybody else to work a midnight shift, like, other than 2 managers. So I was all like, yeah, sure. I have no problem working a midnight shift. And then I work it. And then I'm like crying because I could not get any sleep the day before, because basically for a midnight shift I have to get up at like 10, because I always have to get up like 2 hours before I start when I'm driving myself. So I have to get up at like 10 in the morning, not 10 in the morning, 10 in the evening, which means I have to go to sleep at the very latest like 4 o'clock in the afternoon to get like 6 hours of sleep. But I think I started going to bed at like 1 o'clock just because I knew this was going to be a chore and a half, and it was a chore and a half to eventually get to sleep. And it was just brutal. I was crying, and I just told my manager like I couldn't. And part of the reason too was that it really affected me was because I would not be on the same schedule as everybody else, as my mom, who is the person I live with, as my friends who I chat with, and just people in general. And it just felt like that wasn't going to work. We don't do midnight trucks anymore. We do like 3 a.m. ones, but I'm still not available at 3 a.m. And so I think you have to kind of like learn through experience when it comes to that stuff. Learn that, like, you know, some things that work for a lot of, and there's nothing wrong. Like, I think shout out to the people that do those 3 a.m. shifts, because, or those like midnight shifts or whatever, and are willing to be on a completely different schedule than, I know there's some people probably who do night shifts in certain places, and then their significant other works during the day. I don't even know how they like survive that, because you're basically on a completely different schedule as everybody else, and you have got to somehow, you know, figure it all out, and you have got to find time somehow to you know, hang out with one another, because it's obviously so important in any relationship, or, you know. So I can't imagine, you know, doing that. Ooh. But I think with for me, it just was something that I knew wasn't gonna work. And so I said the earliest I could start was like, so he was like, my manager was like, what is the earliest that you could do? Could you do like at least 7? So I was like, yeah. Well, I am doing like 2 6 a.m. shifts, because like my manager did ask me if I could start earlier on those days when we're doing inventory, and he says, plus the earlier you start, there's less customers in the store because we only open at 9. So then you have less customers that are disturbing you while you're checking quantities, right? Because if you're in the middle of checking quantities, like, you can tell, it's like sometimes they do tell a customer just 1 minute, because like I'm putting something away and I know that if I don't localize it in its overstock location, and then I close the overstock location and go help the customer and don't overstock it right away in the system, then I'm going to forget to do it, and it's just going to be this mysterious item that's sitting there and somebody's going to get upset. So I always try to do that first. I always try to finish that, like, that's the most, but if I'm just placing something, then yes, I will put down the item and then go help a customer right away. So I'll either just say, yes, in 1 minute I can help you, or like I'll answer them usually right away with their questions or whatever. But to walk them to a location, that will always be after I've like overstocked an item. That always is one of the tasks that I always make sure I do before I walk away from a location to help a customer, is make sure that the product is properly overstocked in our system. So it does make sense that like the earlier you start, you're not going to be as disrupted by customers, and you'll be able to properly you know, properly place and overstock, properly check the quantities of an item, which I totally understand. And it's like, yeah, okay, I'm just like not thinking. So I 100% get that, but I definitely was not feeling like starting super early, you know, because I felt like because it's hard to get up early at like 7 in the morning. Like, it's just like, it's hard. Like 9 a.m. is a like great time, but at the same time, I do want to become a manager at my store eventually. If ever a position opens up, it would be a goal of mine. And so because of that, I do know that you know, you have to kind of do things that are something that you wouldn't normally do. Like, if I had like no intention of becoming a manager, then I could totally understand refusing it with no problem. But I think when you have an intention of growing in the company, sometimes you do have to go out and do things that you normally would say no to. You know, like if you want to become a manager at whatever company, you might have to say yes to, if you're somebody who constantly says no to overtime because you want that you already know that what you're putting in at your work is a lot, and you want to have that, you know, proper work-life balance when it comes to you know, your family. I totally get that. But I think sometimes, you know, when you're working in a corporate, when you want to become a manager, sometimes you got to put in that overtime when you're asked for it, even though you don't want to do it, because that will look good in the future. Look like, yes, you are part of the team, and in a way that'll look like, yes, you're willing to, you know, take on things at times and do things at times that may, you know, whatever, that may not be normally what you have to do, and you know, and opening up your availabilities. And I just knew that it would not look good on me to say no, I can't do before 7 in the morning. Like, that's the earliest I'm willing to come in. And then when a manager position opens up, just like totally expect to get it. If I consistently say no to more shifts when I'm asked for it, no to staying later, which sometimes I have said no to staying later just because I'm already really in bad pain when it comes to my feet, which I usually try to mention that or something. You know, and so I know like staying later is just going to be really brutal on me, so sometimes I will say no. Sometimes it's because I literally have plans already, which my work is thankfully really understandable. I see a lot of videos of people that work in the corporate setting who, or not the corporate setting, but who work in retail, and their managers will literally get mad at them because, I don't know why I have work for some of them, and it's literally not work that day, who will literally get mad at them because they are not going to come in and cover a shift for somebody. And I'm like, if I tell my manager that, oh, sorry, I can't come in because on a day that, like, they need people because I already have, like, something I'm going to, like, sometimes they'll even say what it is, or I'll say, like, oh, I already have a doctor's appointment or whatever. Like, at least to my face, they're very understanding that I have a life and that other people have life, and sometimes we might not be available because we already have things off on our day off, you know, for sure. But I'll just do chores and plan. Because I do my plan openings on Saturday. So I'm really thankful for that I work in a place that, at least to my face, they are very understanding when I can't. I will just try to, you know, if somebody needs, they ask me, like, hey, can you work tomorrow or whatever, and I don't have anything that's super important that's already pre-planned, I will say yes. I was gonna do something on this one. I don't remember what the theme was. I'll just figure it out. But sometimes, you know, like, there was one time where I had, like, a hair appointment, which I honestly probably, you know, in all honesty, could have canceled the hair appointment, but, you know, then that hairstylist with that less than 24 hours notice is out of that money she was looking to make of my appointment. And I don't know if this hairstylist, because this hairstylist does it out of her home, so I don't know if she even would have charged, you know, a cancellation fee, which I totally would have understand had she done that, and I just didn't want to do that. And literally one time they asked me, could you, like, work? I'm like, and it was a day that I was, like, unavailable. And I made myself unavailable because I had, like, an appointment, and this appointment had a cancellation fee, so I didn't take it. My mom's is all about, you need the money, so you should work. Should have taken the shift. So I talked to her about that. I'm like, should have taken the shift. She's like, yeah. I'm like, but I literally would, the cancellation fee to cancel that appointment that I had to take that shift would have been exactly what I would have made on that shift. So I wouldn't have made anything basically working. So I might as well just not work that day and then go to the appointment. But I don't know why I started rambling off. I lost the sticker. Oh, here it is. So long story short, it is my goal to eventually become a retail manager. I do really love working in retail. I love helping the customers. And I would love to be on the end where you can problem solve with a customer, where when a customer feels like, you know, they're talking to a retail employee and the answer is not what they're looking for, that to come and reinforce the policies that are in the store. You know, I think that's something that I would love to do, and just to be able to, you know, help, you know, guide a team. I wouldn't say, like, I feel like our store manager is pretty good at leading the team, but definitely, like, guiding with the policies, making sure people are following the policies. So being a retail manager is something I would love to do. It's like a dream of mine is to grow in retail, which is something I learned to discover. I learned that I loved retail when I started working at Michael's. And it's not to say that retail is all 10 out of 10 amazing. You do have customers sometimes that are just rude to you. It's part of it. But I think anywhere you are, you can either have rude employees that you work with 24/7. You can have rude customers that you meet every once in a while. And I feel like it's rude customers that you meet every once in a while. I don't think I have anybody that I work with that I would say is a 24/7 rude, that, you know, that I'm just like, oh my goodness, this person is so rude, and I have to work with them constantly. I would say that that's really not the case. It's more so the case that sometimes you have rude customers. So I think that's something that I like. And I think it's a good team too. I think retail can be hit or miss, and a lot of it has to do with bad management at the stores specifically. And then sometimes corporates, also not a great response to the bad leadership when it comes to stores. But I, in my personal opinion, really feel like our management team at the store that I work at is amazing, and is a really good team, and people that I think are great to work with. And I think it's a big part of the reason why I still work where I work. And I've been there for 3 years at Michael's. On July the 8th, I celebrated 3 years working, which is the longest I've worked at any place since I started working. I think I got my first job, I was 19. I know I didn't start young. So I would say that like the team over there is, I've been there 3 years, which I think speaks to the team that I am, the team at the store, which I think is a 10 out of 10 team. And like, it's a big reason why I haven't looked elsewhere for jobs, even though I know I could work elsewhere and get paid more, because I just know that when you find a good team to work with, you sort of don't want to leave that team, just like in any aspect. And I feel like this team makes me feel like less like I'm working for like a corporation, and more like this is like, I feel more like I'm working for my store manager. Like that's who I'm trying to, that's why I try to do my best at my job, even though some people say, oh, you don't have to always do your best because it's like corporate, right? It's a corporate billion-dollar company. But I feel like I'm working not for the company itself, but for my store manager and the managerial team at the store specifically. And so that's how I view it, and that's how I view like the team, which I think it's a really amazing place to work. So I do recommend, if you are looking for a job and you are looking in retail, I would recommend working at Michael's. My team is amazing, and I'm sure there are other stores, other Michael's stores in your area that have amazing teams. So I know like there's going to be some hiring starting soon at Michael's for the seasonal period, so check that out on a local job board. I don't know why I'm doing promo for the company I work at, but I am. Anyway, so this is the end of the spread. I know this is a bit of a longer video. It's a bit of a chatty video talking about me and work and how I started my washi tape company and things like that. So if you enjoyed this video, I think this spread looks super fun. I don't like every box I did. I don't like this one and this one, but I do like this one. And then I like these days. I think they're fun. I think this one is great for marking my payday. So if you liked this video, make sure to hit the like button as well as the subscribe button so you never miss another brand new video from me. You can follow me at PlanOgoAmy on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And then you can also follow my washi tape brand at Wonder Washi Tape on Instagram. And you can shop all of these beautiful washi tapes at wonderwashi.etsy.com. Until the next time, planner babes, bye!